Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Zach with Money Pit RC. So earlier in this week, I posted on Instagram a Q&A. So I posted a picture, and in the description, I said, leave me a question. Anything, work, life, any question that you could think of. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna answer all these questions, grab some popcorn. I don't know how long the video is gonna be. Could be short, could be long. No specific order. I'm just gonna scroll all the way to the bottom and just start reading the comments. We have 24 comments on Instagram. This does post on Facebook also, so I will check that for any comments. So the first comment I see is from JB123456789. He says winter plans, indoor course build ideas, new design ideas. Not sure what that means, but winter plans. We started building an indoor course last year. It kind of got put on hold. I tried to film a whole video and it got messed up, so I just kind of gave up. So we're gonna build an indoor course. We have a whole bunch of crawler tracks. We have some new crawler tracks coming, some new build ideas. I have a whole bunch of ideas. I just gotta find actually time to do it, but we have a whole bunch of ideas. So we have a question from TRX4 Defender. Brushed or brushless on the 4 servos for the suspension simulator? Can I get some easy questions? Brushed or brushless on the 4 servo for the suspension? I'm gonna assume that he means if you're using like air ride, use the servos to raise it up and down. I feel like just normal servos will work. I don't think you need to go anything crazy unless your car is kind of heavy and you got to raise the whole car up. Then I would go brushless servos, but. Next question, US Sana 1W. Did Taco Bell been fixed by the insurance company or is it beyond repairable? Well, she's totaled. It's been built with no help from the insurance company. We got it rebuilt, but it's been rebuilt, no help from the insurance. I had to pay out of pocket. 438 crawl. What's your favorite build you've done to date? And what's the least favorite you've done and finished? My favorite build to date, probably my Unimog. Just because it wasn't something I just slapped together and called it a day. I had to really put some work into it. A lot of 3D printed parts that I did myself, which I'm really proud of. The ladder, jerry cans, the exhaust was a 1/10 scale, I scaled down. Snorkel was a 1/10 scale, I scaled down. This is actually a 1/10 scale, I scaled down also. So it's probably my favorite one to date. No, it doesn't perform good at all, but it looks good, that's all that matters. Oh, my least favorite. TRX4M with the Endura Cherokee body. Every hobby park brass option you get, hobby park brushless motor. It's good, it's got good parts. It's just terrible. If I would redo it, I'd probably use less brass and completely change it, but I'm really not a fan of the TRX4Ms. They're good stock, but once you start modifying them, they just don't perform like an SCX24. So that's probably my least favorite one so far. Cliff 1KR. So can I go from a 300 milliamp to a 1300 milliamp, both 7.4 volt hookups? I'm new, and y'all's official talk on like Google might as well be ancient Egyptian to my ASS. I'm learning. Yes, you can just go bigger milliamps. That's basically just like the storage of the battery, like the life of the battery. So 300 to 1300 is definitely gonna last longer. If it's still 7.4 volts, it should be fine. It's still a normal 2S battery. I don't know what the rest of the comment was, but South Coast RC. Are you bromantic with 24 yet? Nah, serious question. What's your favorite tire for a 124? You're gonna have to ask Trey if we're bromantic. I would say yes, but he could have other opinions. Everybody has an opinion, but yes, we are bromantic. Best tire for an SCX24, 24 scale, I would say probably the Black Label from Little Guy Racing Parts, the little ones. I used to be a big fan of big tires, but not anymore. Big tires are nice, but most of the builds that I've been doing require smaller tires. So the smaller Black Labels are probably my favorite with the Endura silicone inserts. Oh, another one from USANA 1W. Thoughts on the Spider 9 signature axles from LGRP? I'm not sure what those are. I'm pretty sure those are the ones with like the looks scale with the joints and the joint and the steering, and I don't like them. I don't have them. Personally, I don't have them. I don't even know if they're out yet, but I feel like that's just more points for failure, having all those extra joints and stuff, and they seem bulky. So I don't know, I don't own them. From what I see, I feel like more failure points. Anthony Weil, can you please go over your SCX24 twin IFS suspension? Your setup is by far one of the cleanest, and I've been looking everywhere for a way to do mine. So I'm not gonna go in detail because I am not anywhere close to being done. All it is you can get the beams and the mount off Cults 3D. It's like $6, $7. You just print it yourself. You do have to make the links. You have to put the knuckles on the rear links, but it's a work in progress. I'm still learning. A whole bunch of guys that know what they're doing, so getting tricks and tips, but I'm still learning. It's trying to make it realistic. Video I posted with this is I got a whole bunch of feedback. I need longer shock towers because I need more up travel. And my servo horn, I need to keep these links in one area. It's kind of split right now, so one turns more than the other. Yeah, there will be a video on it, not anytime soon because I have not been working on it. I work on it for a little bit and then I get upset because it makes me mad. That's like my 5th time trying to build a pre-runner. I haven't had it running yet. Having one of those days. If you were forced into one scale of RC car, what would it be? Everything else goes in the dumpster outside of work. I love my micros, the 124 118s, but I also love my 110 scales. You can have a lot more fun with the 124 scales because you don't need a huge area. You can crawl over a pebble and you can have fun with the SX24s. The bigger ones are a little bit more difficult because you gotta actually find the right area. As of right now, I'd probably say the 124s. GRC Gladden, ES iOS axles versus Little Guy Racing Parts Super 8s. I don't own either. Next, ARBRC. If we completely change everything on the truck, can we still call it an SCX24? That's a good point. I would just say it's a 124 scope crawler. GRC Gladden asked, Endura Super Swamper, Endura Swamp Stomper versus Little Guy Racing Park Black Labels. So I'm pretty sure there are 2 different tread types. I'm pretty sure the Swamp Stompers are more of like a Swamp King, I would compare it to. Black Labels are more like less lug, less aggressive, if I'm right. So I'd probably go with the Black Labels because they're more scale looking and they perform really well. LPC 24 Crawl, which one was your favorite build? That one. Asian RC Outlaws. What is your favorite SCX24? If he's talking about box stock, probably the Deadbolt because it's the best performer out of the box. If you're talking about upgraded to date, this one's my favorite that I built. This one's my favorite also. I can have 2 favorites. DBD Weston. What do you drive as a daily? I currently drive a 2012 Nissan Xterra. I just got rid of my Titan and downgraded to an Xterra. I work for Nissan, so. Coop RC asked, who wins in an arm wrestling contest between you and 24 Yep? Clearly me, because I am stronger than him. Left Coast Crawlers, will you post your Goto Rig and share why? As of right now, this is my Goto Rig. 1, it looks good. 2, it's probably the best performing one that I have. So if I know that there's gonna be some rocks in the area, I grab this and I go. RC Addiction 19, are you going to sell any 3D printed parts? I get this question a lot, and no, I'm not gonna sell them. 1, because all I really do is the free files and I just print them for myself. I don't even know if it's legal to sell the free files that you can get. 2, my printer is a budget printer and half my prints don't turn out well. I don't feel comfortable selling stuff, even if I could. I don't feel as comfortable selling it because my quality is not the best. So I don't want to, and I also don't want to deal with like, oh, you broke apart, I have to deal, I don't want to deal with that. But no, I'm not going to sell anything. But if you get a printer, hit me up, I'll try to help you. Sinister Customs X24. Just how big is this money pit? That's a money pit. That whole wall's a money pit. Everything over there is a money pit. My printer is a money pit. I would probably say it's this big. The money pit, that is. Crawl Hub, how many SCX24s do you have? And will you ever have as many as 24 Yep? Okay, 1, all these questions involve 24 Yep. And 2, I will never have as many as 24 Yep because he has a problem. He has an SCX24 problem. I don't know if it's a good problem, but he has a problem. And he probably needs therapy. So next time I see him, I'll bring the couch. I have 12 running SCX24s. I probably have a parts to make 10 more. Pocket knife. I know about your GTR you had. Could you show some pictures and info for us car guys? And then 24 Yep said, Volkswagen, GTR, all the same. So I never had a GTR. I'm gonna assume he means my GTI. And yes, it is a 2011 Mark 6 GTI. Bought it bone stock 10 years ago. Wow, 10 years ago. From an older guy, had low miles. It is not stock anymore. I'll add some pictures or whatever. It's a fun little track car that I made. Everything's pretty much done on it. I'll leave a link in the description box below of my other Instagram channel. Well, my other Instagram that I used to post just all my car stuff. It's boosted_moneyfit. So if you wanna check that out, I don't really post on it much because I don't drive the car a lot, but if you wanna look at those, I have a whole bunch of pictures on there. I'm 24 Yep. How do you stay motivated to keep posting on YouTube? Big help from 24 Yep because we talk all the time and we go back and forth. Sometimes we get into some ruts, but we help each other out and we talk it through. I'm really happy that he's a part of this and everything. I wanna say thank you to Trey for that because I feel like we have a good connection, bromance. You gotta think of YouTube as not like, oh, I'm gonna make YouTube as my income. You can't think like that. You gotta think of YouTube as it's just a fun hobby. I always posted on Instagram and I was like, hey, I'm just gonna start posting on YouTube because I get a couple questions like, hey, can you help me do this, do that? So I enjoy making these videos. I don't think of it as like a job. Once you start thinking like that, you're like, oh, I gotta make this video. And then it really brings you down. You can't think like that. Like, oh, I gotta make this video today, or you just gotta post for fun. That's how it is. You post for fun and then everything else will come. Once you start getting to, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, then it starts acting like you have to do it, and then it literally tears out the hobby. I've talked to so many people that start a YouTube channel and then they're like, okay, well, I gotta post this. Or the worst thing is once you start getting attention on Instagram, you get companies that are literally junk. They'll be like, hey, we send you this car. Can you post this about it and tag us? You're like, oh yeah, free stuff, that's great. But then it's like, hey, can you post this? Can you post this? Then it's like, you're forced to post it, which is not good. That'll really bring you down. And then you get out of the hobby because you're like, I don't wanna do that. You lose the fun in it. It's all about fun. So if you ever start a YouTube channel, don't think about the views, don't think about the money, don't think about anything. Just post for fun. If you're genuine and you have good content, that's all that matters. You'll grab traction. Trust me, it'll take some time, but you'll grab traction and then it'll be fine. So I'm going to now check on Facebook and probably YouTube. I don't know if there's any questions on there. So on Facebook, question from Christopher. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? And what's your favorite color? And where is the best place to hide a body? He chucked all the wood. Favorite color is pink. The best place to hide a body is in the ground. This question is from Sean. Tell me about your best friend. My best friend's my wife. That's all the questions that I got. I really appreciate you guys commenting questions. I really enjoyed doing this video. If you have any other questions, make sure you leave a comment below so I can answer them there. We recently did hit 3K subscribers on YouTube, so I'm very thankful for everybody that watches these videos. I just want to say thank you to everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. You know, observing through all your feedback. I'll catch you guys in the next video.